accurate, but this prior support may now become first resistance. And let's look at the NASDAQ. And then we'll go over the question, my favorite trading strategy, because I'll have a little education on that also. Okay, classic doji. Okay, becomes potentially resistance. And here you can see, this is the daily chart. Okay, so that's our resistance area. As to support, we're going to have a zone over here. Okay, all the way back from December through February, the market stalled. So based on this very strong resistance, in theory now, this resistance area becomes first support, which is holding so far. Okay, the trend is still up. And then if it does close under, and we always have the if-then scenario, if such and such, then I would look for such and such. If the market closes under the low here, so it's right around the 20, let's say the 20,000 area, then my next support area would be this rising window right over here. Okay, right over here, which is also a change of polarity. Right, that would be my next support area. And then under that, bottom of the, excuse me, the bottom of the box range. Okay, so with that little recap, and here again, even if you don't trade any of these markets, everything I went through today, and we go through in our education, whatever markets they are, you can apply to your markets. So let me get back to the PowerPoint. Let me share. Okay, and one of the questions we were asked is, what is your favorite trade setup? And the answer to this is our trading triad. And I actually have a few trade setups I like, but essentially, this is the key aspect that I always look for. And my suggestion is you look for it also. Okay, it's when a candlestick signal confirms a Western signal, whatever Western signals you use. I just like using very simple horizontal support or resistance. If a candlestick signal confirms a Western signal and you have a good risk reward, that's what trade management, triad is Latin word for three. One, candlestick signals. Two, Western signals. Three, trade management. So let me show you an example of this. So right over here, there was a hammer, okay, right over here, a hammer, and the hammer potentially becomes support. So as the market got to the support area, and this hammer confirmed the prior session's low, all right? Okay, so entered at about 62. Now, normally the lower the hammer should be a support area, but look at the low over here. So the stop was under the $61 level. Now, so we have a candle signal confirming support, horizontal support, and the third aspect is risk reward. So stop here. My target is here. All right. Chris, you can see all the resistance. Candles don't give price targets. But based on this, it was a really good risk reward. It happened to stall at the target. But the key concept is a candle signal confirming a Western signal or a candlestick signal becoming, very often a candlestick signal becomes support or resistance. It was successfully tested, and there's a good risk reward. That is vitally important. All right. Now, one of my favorite strategies is also, and I'm making this into a chart challenge to get the neurons working. I really like it when the market gaps above a clean cut resistance area. Okay, a breakaway gap. I mentioned it in the first part of the session because what happens is when the market gaps above a prior resistance area, you have two reasons for support. One, the rising window, and two, the change of polarity. But the reason I want to make this a chart challenge is kind of get your answers, your feedback. So let's look at number one. Classic, you see the rising window, Okay, it's a little small, but believe me, there's a rising window there. And notice all the resistance. Okay, so the market gaps above it. This resistance area should be support. And this is just a couple of months ago in JP Morgan Chase. So uh, the market gapped above resistance. So as it gets here, you could think about buying it. Now, question is, would you or wouldn't you be buying it? Obviously we don't know what happens after. So we have a gap, a candlestick signal, a Western signal, the change of polarity. So we have a reason to buy it. The third aspect is risk reward. Okay. So my resistance area, yours might be different. I'm looking at this. Okay, there's a little falling window here. It didn't quite get to the window, but the point is the market had a big decline until it had a piercing pattern down here. The market declined here. So I'm looking at this as a resistance area. Okay, we have no way if it's going to hold or not. But for that, my perspective, if you're buying it here and you have a stop here and your target is here, does that look like a good risk reward? Not to me. So here's a trade I would step away from. Okay. Now let's look at this. Okay. There's a rising window, change of polarity. Notice how it held support. So the question is, if the market pulls into this change of polarity, the rising window, you'd have a stop under the bottom of the change of polarity, nice tight stop. Would this be a good risk reward buying it here? All right over here. And my answer is yes. Okay. Okay. If you're buying it, let's say here, and your stop is here, you could see where the market stalled at the doji. That's a nice risk reward. All right. Some of you may have this as a target, but this doji, which was confirmed, see how it became resistance, would be a target. So here it's a good risk reward. So that's a trade I would do. And the reason I wanted to bring these two aspects out, number 1 and 2, is always think about the risk reward. Same strategy, but one you may step away from, assuming you have the same target as me, and 2 you would do. Now, recently, look at this. Major resistance, gapped above it, change of polarity right over here. All right, so do you buy it here? And the answer is kind of a tricky one. And the answer is no. And the reason is these are all-time highs. We have no target. Okay. You may want to get somehow a measuring target. I'm not sure how you do it, but we have no target to base it on. We know what the stop is going to be under here. All right. So as far as a risk reward is concerned, we can't set a risk reward because we have no target. One way around this, if you're comfortable, is if it gets into the zone, you just buy it here, keep a stop under the change of polarity, and maybe when you get your first bearish candlestick signal, like a doji, which is really not bearish, it turns the trend from up to neutral, maybe move your protective stop. But as far as an outright trade is concerned, based on risk reward, one really can't do that because we don't have a reward. We don't have a potential target. So the goal here is to always think about candles in context, uh, risk reward, Western signals, and candlestick signals. So hopefully you found this interesting and useful. And it's a short challenge and the answer to the questions gave you some education. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Paul.
Okay, folks. So what I want to do is first thank Steve for doing all that market analysis. It really, um, I think it helps for people of all trading levels, whether you want to get confirmation of how to look at charts, if you're brand new and to actually understand that there are reasons to enter and exit trades using candles along with Steve's trading triad concepts. So what I wanted to do is just open this up for any questions. I have gone through this a couple times now on our page. I'm just going to put the link directly into the chat again, so that way you can take a look for yourself. If you have a question about any specific programs or products that we have, you can do it multiple ways. Again, I'll just show you at the bottom of that page. You can fill out a form. You can click that blue button to do a chat. You can call or text. You can email. And I would tell you that this promo of using coupon code July at checkout will take 18% off of the program or service that you're looking to go for. It applies to our summer camp, our actual strategies, our 3 different candle combos of beginner boot camp, apprentice program, and mastery collection. So we have something for everyone. This is for people like putting their foot in the water. This is for people that like walking in a little bit, and this is for people that said, hey, you know what? I'm diving right into the deep end. I want to get everything. So there's nothing wrong with going with a beginner boot camp, knowing it is creditable towards either of these next 2 at the end of your 30 days. But just think, within 30 days, you'll have education, daily ideas and guidance from Market Central, and the ability to find trades through Nissa Candle Scanner, plus the other bonuses that I'm not going to read through all down here. You would see any of that there. If you already have one of these, or if you're on Mastery Collection, I'm going to tell you that these 2 items, the summer camp, which is live, and the actual strategies, making sure that you have actual trading strategies that we use each and every day. We go through them in detail, provide some examples of how to use them, and some examples of how not to use them as well. So again, this page has all the information that I put in. The countdown timer is here. We have a short 2-minute video right here at the top that will give you a general overview, but all the information is here, including how to get in touch with us in case you have more questions. So if there's any questions, I'll stick around for another minute. If not, we wish you a happy holiday if you're celebrating here. If not, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and let us know here at candlecharts.com how we can assist you in profitable trading and investing. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Folks, I'm still here in case I do see a couple people typing in. So if you have a question, type it in. I know that we had a couple little technical issues with the GoToWebinar system at the beginning. So in case you have a question, feel free to type it in. I'm here. If not, you can always email me directly as well, paul@candlecharts.com. Yeah, so here's the question I was waiting for. I get this all the time. What does a credit program mean? So let's say you purchased a beginner boot camp. This expires 30 days from when you purchase it. The money that you spent on the beginner boot camp, which is not that price, it's a list price on that page, and then you use a coupon code July to take the 18% off. So that total amount of money that you pay could then be applied to either the apprentice program or the mastery collection. Okay, so this is kind of like, hey, let me try it out. If you like it, you want to upgrade, absolutely, we'll give you that credit to apply to either the apprentice or the mastery. I hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. So yes, yeah, summer camp, it absolutely will apply to Bitcoin, Forex, stock, options. We're going to be definitely talking about options. We'll be talking about intraday as well as swing trading in that summer camp. We just finished up what we call our Blueprint series, which is a structured approach to trading. But now we're going to be applying that approach into actual trading situations. And that's what summer camp is all about. It's actually called Summer Trading Camp. I just shortened it down to summer camp. Good questions.